Okay, so we are back live, the pre-show before the Mumbai Indians clash against the Kolkata Knight Riders at the Wankhede. Shomik reporting in from Mumbai. Shomik, you were talking about the fast bowling strength from the Mumbai Indians perspective. Shomik, can you hear us? Okay, looks like we're having some issues there. Bharat, let me come back to you.
No, Ashok, I missed.
Please
Yeah,
go ahead.
I missed the first part. So if it is a question for me, please, if you please, yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes. I was just talking about continuing from where we left off because of that technical difficulty that we had. You were talking about the fast bowling strength of the Mumbai Indians attack. So
Mhm.
please, if you could just pick it up from there.
Yeah. So if you compare the fast bowling attacks of the two sides, as I have already mentioned, the KKR are seriously depleted. Missing out of on Harshit Rana, that's a massive blow. Matisha Patirana, even they are clueless when they would be joining the squad because he is yet to get the NOC, that fitness NOC from the SLC. And until and unless he is getting that, he is not coming. Now it is down to bare bones in the sense Blessings Muzarbani. He was very impressive over the last few days. He was very impressive at the nets. But then again, nets bowling and bowling at the match. And when he would be bowling to the Galacticos, if you look at that engine room of the Mumbai Indians team, the batting engine room, Rohit Sharma, then Quinton de Kock or either Quinton de Kock or Ryan Rickleton, Surya Kumar Yadav, Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya. I mean, I can rattle off many more names, but this is the engine room. So if you look at that and bowling against them, once again, once again, the upside for the youngster from Zimbabwe is that is his height, and you will get some bounce, extra bounce from this surface if he can hit the right areas, and he will move the ball, and that will play to his that will work to his advantage. So. Uh, he- Shane Watson was all praise for Blessings Muzarbani yesterday. They will have to make do beyond Muzarbani and Vaibhav Arora. Karthik Tyagi or uh, Umran Malik could be their impact sub. I expect Karthik Tyagi because he was bowling well at the nets and he might just edge Umran Malik to be the impact sub. So if you compare that to the respective fast bowling units, then on paper, Mumbai Indians are way ahead. But then again, it's on the night. You never know. KKR very likely will open with Finn Allen and Ajinkya Rahane. So, and I expect Sunil Narine to be the floater in their batting order because the floater thing has become on vogue in T20 cricket. If you look at the Indian team also, it is Tilak Verma, Akshar Patel, they are the floaters. Mumbai Indians this time around, they have decided that in their team, Tilak Verma will be the floater in the batting order. So that floater thing has become en vogue. 2024, when KKR won the title, they stuck to a template that served them well throughout the season. They need they didn't need to resort to a plan B. But last season, when things were not going well for them, I mean, they didn't have a plan B. This time around, they need to have that plan B in the sense like having a floater in that batting order. And Sunil Narine could be that floater. How they will use their batting resources, that will be the key. Because uh, Ramandeep Singh is another one. They will have to fill that Andre Russell sized hole. It is like replacing the irreplaceable. How they do that? Watson is back. Shane Watson is backing Ramandeep to do that. But it's a very heavy cross to bear. I mean, fitting into Andre Russell's shoes, there are certain issues for KKR going into the first game. Then again, the mood, the team atmosphere is different compared to last year. Last year, things after they got into a sort of trouble with the Eden Gardens pitch curator over the nature of the pitches. They allowed that Eden Gardens pitch to get under their skin, and that sort of completely upset their rhythm and upset their plan. This is an away game. This time, what I have seen them at the nets, the atmosphere is relaxed, the mood is relaxed. Abhishek Nair as a head coach, Abhishek Nair is someone who is trusted by the players, and it is not like the bond is like that. uh, the majority of the players in this team, it is at this level, it's not about back and across movement or forward press or trigger movement. It is about man management. And a lot of players in this KKR dressing room, they can share their personal issues with Abhishek Nair. And that is a very big advantage for a head coach. Around him, they have appointed quality support staff. Shane Watson as assistant coach, Andre Russell as power coach, Dishant Yagnik as fielding coach. So all combined, the atmosphere and the mood that is relaxed, and they will like to keep this rhythm going. But uh, if we just focus solely on the playing side, then they have certain issues and they need to fix certain issues. Once again, until and unless they are sorting their fast bowling department, it is going to be difficult for them.
Interesting. Okay, let's take a couple of questions that came in earlier. Bharat, I'll come over to you. I'm going to use what Shomik said about the culture being, pretty relaxed in the KKR camp, given the changes that they've made. This question is from Story Spark Motivation, came in the earlier chat. He's saying Rahane has a tendency to build teams with underdogs. Just feel KKR might surprise this season. His personality is such that this team will respond. So he's really laying emphasis on the fact that the underdog phenomenon and Rahane picking profiles of the similar kind, which could then stage an upset. So how do you look at this versus, let's say, what Shomik said, which is that you've got the comfort, you've got coach with whom people can open up, and there is a feeling of calmness there. What's your take in terms of this thinking process from a KKR perspective?
Yeah, that is all good. If the team culture is good, then definitely it would help. But you still need the resources. You still need the bowlers. You still need some good batters going out there, especially in T20 cricket. You obviously need power hitting. So that is where it comes down to with Kolkata Knight Riders, especially if I look at their pace department. It's a massive worry for me. It's a massive area of concern for the Kolkata Knight Riders setup. I'm a little bit, what can you say, confused with the kind of selections they have made as well. Not too sure what they actually saw with Navdeep Saini at this point of time in his career to pick him up. So basically, if you look at the lineup, they're depending on their two gun spinners. Even in that, Varun Chakravarti, it seemed as if, at least it seemed as if in the T20 World Cup, the batters are now picking his googly. So Varun Chakravarti also has a couple of question marks on his head as to whether he has that kind of mystery, he still has that kind of mystery like he used to have in the past. So there are question marks for that KKR lineup. Yes, Ajinkya Rahane has been a good captain for the Indian team as well. In Test cricket, he's someone uh, quite calm, collected. That also helps in T20 cricket because there is such a high pressure game out there in T20 cricket, especially in the world of IPL, harsh world of IPL. A bowler can be hit for some 30 runs. That is when the captain has to stay calm. And Rane obviously is quite a calm captain. But still, I think it comes down to the kind of resources they have. And Kolkata Knight Riders seem to be struggling a little bit. So it would be interesting to see how they go. Perhaps, who knows, someone like Ramandeep Singh will come in and score a lot of runs, or who knows, Finn Ellen will get 100 or 2, and suddenly KKR will look like a different side. But still, if I look at their pace department, that is a huge area of concern that somehow KKR have to, I think, put a silver tape on it.
Interesting. Bharat, a lot of questions coming in, but quick. Sorry, Shomik, over to you. Yeah.
Ashok, I just hope Cam Green doesn't become the elephant in the room as for KKR. I mean, they have spent 25 crore or 26 crore, whatever. Cam Green is the most expensive overseas buy ever as far as the IPL is concerned. And you don't know whether he can bowl because Cricket Australia restricts his bowling time given the injury record he has. So it is about Cam Green living up to his price tag, living up to the reputation. KKR has put all the eggs in one basket as far as Cam Green is concerned, as far as their overseas recruit is concerned. in terms of having an all-rounder. So if he fires, great, and that will, I think, Cam Green, the way he will play, that that might determine KKR's season, because he is very, very vital cog in that middle order will as an all-rounder in terms of the balance of the side. If he fires, great, KKR might have a very good season. If he fails, then I just hope he succeeds. Otherwise, he might become the elephant in the room as far as the KKR president is concerned.
Absolutely. In fact, that was one of the things that I wanted to raise. Cam Green obviously was, I won't say the elephant in the room, but definitely something in terms of a theme to talk about, as well as Rinku Singh. And before I go back to Bharat, Shomik, your reactions on Rinku? He's been destructive with a strike rate of almost 200 in that number 5, number 6 kind of slot in the IPL. What do you think will be, the role that he will play, and what are the odds that KKR will leverage him?
See, the one good thing about Rinku Singh is that his batting is not one-dimensional. If there is an early collapse, and he can play himself in, and he has that kind of game to play himself in, and towards the death, he can be destructive. So he is a very, very all-round player. So Rinku Singh at number 5 and number 6, as you have rightly mentioned, that can be, I think, Sunil Narine at number 5 and Rinku Singh at number 6. That is going to be their batting lineup. Sunil at number 5 or number 4 and Rinku at number 5 or number 6. That is going to be their batting lineup, because either Anukul Roy or Ramandeep will be at number 7 or number 8. Anukul Roy has slipped under the radar a bit. In that Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy, we all spoke about Ishan Kishan, and Ishan Kishan, by dint of his performance, he got into the Indian team. But Anukul Roy was the man of the tournament in that Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. So, and it's not only about his spin. He is a very, very capable batter. He sort of scored 350 runs at a very impressive strike rate in the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. So, if you look at that balance factor, Rinku Singh, I don't want to look at them in isolation. Be it Rinku, be it Ramandeep, or be it Anukul, or be it Sunil. It's a combination, and it's about working in partnership. Cricket is about partnership batting and doing well in combination, and together that combination gives KKR batting enough meat. Rinku is a vital cog in the wheel, but he is not alone. There are other players to complement him.
Fair enough. Let's take some questions. There is a question on Brevis that's coming in. And Shomik, I'm still going to stay with you. Side strain concerns, he's not going to play. Is that right?
I think he is going to miss 3-4 matches, first 3-4 matches. By then, after that, he will be fine. I think it's not a massive blow in the sense that he is totally out of the tournament. First 3-4 matches he might miss. But once again, Chennai Super Kings have replacements. Dewell Brevis, yes, they are X factor. Obviously, they are X factor. But having said that, KKR, the way Chennai Super Kings have gone in at the auction this time, and looking at the team composition, I mean, at that top, if Sanju Samson, Ayush Matre, and Ruturaj Gaikwad, they collectively fire, then that is game over. That could be game over for the opponents. And I think this Dhoni not being available for 15 days is a blessing in disguise for Chennai Super Kings. Because otherwise, if Dhoni were available, whether to play him, whether to include him in the 11, or to use him as an impact sub, whether to use him as a wicket keeper, because Sanju is India's first choice wicket keeper. Sanju is India's first choice wicket keeper, and he is there in the Chennai Super Kings team. And Dhoni is the incumbent wicket keeper. That could have created a bit confusion. Dhoni is the Thala. Let him be Thala, and let him be the mentor, let him be the guide, and he will have a massive presence in that dressing room, and everyone will benefit from his experience. But I think Dhoni not being available, that is for the first 15 days or whatever, 4 or 5 matches, That is a blessing in disguise for Chennai Super Kings.
Fair enough. Okay, Bharat, coming to you, from a KKR perspective, we let's kind of dissect it a little bit more. We've talked about the fact that their fast bowling is impacted because of the injuries. A lot depends on the spin bowling combination of Sunil Narayan and Varun Chakravarti. We talked about Finn Allen and the opening, and Shobik mentioned that it'll perhaps be Rahane. And that makes sense because Rahane's strike rate in the power play overs seems to be double that of the ones a bit later on in the innings. But if you go back to 2024, I think Sunil Narayan actually did a fabulous job there. So, quick reaction to that, in terms of the various options, who do you think is going to be the opening combination for KKR and what is the playing 11 going to look like?
Yeah, if Rane has to play in an IPL side, then it has to be it has to be somewhere at the top of the order, because he likes to. He's more of a timer of the ball, so he would like to play inside those 6 overs where there would be kind of field restrictions, so he can hit on the up, he can clear the infield, and then get value for his shots. So he has to bat at the top of the order. So it makes sense that his strike rate is very good in the power play overs. You expect that with Ajinkya Rahane, his problems have somewhere been after say 8-10 overs, where the spinners come into play, where he perhaps has to where perhaps has to land shots with more power, and that is when I think he kind of struggles. So Rahane will open the batting obviously, alongside someone like I think Finn Allen. Unfortunately, Team Seifert has to perhaps sit out of this match. So I think that is how it will go as far as the top two is concerned. Yes, then obviously Raghuvanshi is around, so he can come into the equation. Then Roman Powell is around. I think Roman Powell also is someone who's a very distinctive hitter, though I do feel that he's not fulfilled his potential. So that is something for him to consider, because I think he can do much better. But then they also have the option of Rahul Tripathi. I'm not sure he will get in. So I think he has to sit out. Then Rinku Singh will somewhere come lower down the order. Then Ramandeep is there. Interesting to see where Cameron Green will fit into their 11. They've spent so much on him, but he has been struggling for form, not just in one format, across three formats. Cameron Green has been struggling for form. So it's interesting to see how they will fit someone like Cameron Green, because he's someone who's not been scoring runs for maybe, I don't know, 5, 6, 8 months or even more. Last 8 and 12 months, he's not been scoring, doing anything. So that I think that is going to be an interesting point to look at how they will fit Cameron Green. Ideally, I think they have to get Cameron Green somewhere in top 4, because he likes space on the ball, maybe even in top 3. Because he is not someone I think is a good starter against spin bowling straight away in T20 cricket.
Fair enough. So, Bharat, I'll come back to you on KKR. There is a question here by Rupmanlu Basu, but I'll come back on that. But, Shomik, there's a question from Ravi Shankar Kumar. He says Rohit Sharma should play the full match, not as an impact player.
That is MI team management to decide. That is for the MI team management to decide. Rohit Sharma's role at this moment in time is to go and to give his side an electric start. And the way his bat was flying at the nets, if I know he is coming back to the T20 fold after a gap of 10 months, but there is no apparent signs of rust as far as his net batting is concerned. He has lost 15 kilos. He is leaner, fitter, and that pull shot was going. That pivot, and as because he has shed kilos, he is leaner and he is more supple on his feet. And in that pivot and that pull shot, that signature pull shot is back. What I have seen him at the nets, that signature pull shot is back. Beyond that, Rohit Sharma, if he wants to be an impact sub, fine. It is his call. It is his call and the MI team management's call. But Rohit Sharma will be, the trickier part is who will partner him at the top, because Ryan Rickleton had a very good IPL last term for MI. Now they have MI bought just 5 players at the auction. They made serious value additions in terms of bringing on experience and quality in Quinton de Kock. Both Ryan Rickleton and Quinton de Kock are wicket keepers also. So it is either or. They have brought in trained bowled to give the new ball pairing, to make that new ball pairing a lot more lethal. So they made serious value additions. So whether it is Ryan Brickleton or Quinton de Kock, they will have to decide. Yesterday, Mahela Jayawardene came at the press conference and he kept his cards close. But I just have a feeling that at least for the first game, Quinton de Kock might edge Ryan Brickleton. Going ahead, both will have game time. Ryan Brickleton will play enough matches, I guess. But as far as the first game is concerned, and given the pedigree that Quinton de Kock carries, I think he just might edge Ryan Brickleton. And just coming back to the KKR batting lineup, I think it would be unfortunate, but maybe, just maybe, Robman Powell will have to sit out because you cannot pick more than foreigners. If you are picking Finn Allen as an opener and he's also your wicketkeeper, Sunil Narine is untouchable. Cam Green, he is a 25 crore buy. You have to play him. He is your 25 crore buy. You have to play him. And then as a fast bowler, Blessings Muzabani. So that it might be harsh on Robman Powell, and the way he hits the ball, it gives a tomahawk-like feel. It is he hits the ball with a tomahawk-like ferocity, tongue firmly in cheek. But just initially, for the first 2-3 matches, maybe Robman Powell will have to warm the bench.
Interesting, interesting. I would actually agree with that point of view on Mumbai Indians, Shomik, which is Quinton de Kock, especially given you mentioned pedigree, but also given the track record in the IPL, perhaps gets that little bit of a name. Bharat, this question is from Rupmalya Basu. As I said, he's saying KKR should not take Narayan today in Mumbai pitch. Rather, they should play Rahman Powell to strengthen the lower middle order strength along with Blessing, Allen, and Green. Varun and Anukul can manage the spin. So a little contrary to what Shomik said.
Yeah, I'm kind of tempted. See, even a few minutes ago, I took up Roman Powell's name because I understand what he brings to the setup. Although I have to add that, barring that one T20 World Cup semi-final game between India and England, the pitches at the Wankhede in the T20 World Cup were a little bit, what can I say, strange in the sense that some of the deliveries were holding up. There's a little bit of grip for the spinners, but come the semi-finals, it brought back old memories of even bounce and tall scores. So if that is the case, I think Roman Powell should come into the equation. If you ask me, I would be very tempted to leave out Cameron Green, but I understand he's someone who is 25 crore or whatever. By then, you have to somehow pick him in that playing 11 because you have bought him for that kind of money, 25 crores. So that I think is the problem there. Cameron Green is the problem because if you genuinely ask me, I would think of leaving him from the playing 11 because I think he's someone currently not in good space as far as the mental side of things is concerned. So it would be interesting to see how he goes. But if it's a logical answer, I think Roman Powell would just come ahead of someone like Cameron Green. But I understand it won't happen because they also have to get in Blessing Muzarmani. Is a pretty good seamer, tall bowler, good control. Is someone I think is improved by playing county cricket. He went and played county cricket for Northamptonshire for a couple of seasons, and that is where I think he got stronger, fitter, and little more balanced at the crease in terms of momentum, gaining momentum through the crease. So I think he's in pretty good form. So you can't drop him, especially looking at the kind of pace resources that KKR have. So and obviously they won't drop Sunil Narine. So maybe unfortunately Roman Powell has to sit out. But if you ask me logically, I would definitely think of picking him ahead of someone like Cameron Green.
Okay, so interesting. I mean, Cameron Green, the highest paid player, but you are saying that perhaps he might have to sit out in your scheme of things. Shamik, coming to you, Wankhede, Mumbai, what's the build-up like? I mean, Hardik Pandya talked about the crowd being the 12th man, but what's been the build-up like? What are you seeing in terms of the fan build-up? And a second question, since you mentioned Rohit Sharma and the significant weight loss and the pull shot coming back. Yesterday we saw Virat Kohli, and clearly, he's had that workout along with batting coach Dinesh Karthik at the Nets. They're obviously prepared for the kind of innings he played, and I thought he got his timing quite well. So Rohit and Virat are really putting in an effort to kind of get to where they have. Two questions, Shamik. Your reaction.
First, as regards the build-up, I just show you some visuals. Fans are coming in. I don't know whether you can pick them. The fans are coming in. The fans are queuing up, and they are coming in. They are thronging the stands, and they would be, and the support would be very, very much lopsided in favor of Mumbai Indians. So, although Shah Rukh Khan is a co-owner of the KKR, and Shah Rukh Khan is from Mumbai, but uh, as far as support is concerned, it would be very, very lopsided in favor of Mumbai Indians. And now, uh, and now coming back to your question regarding Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, see, they are the champions, and they are the champions for a reason. Whenever they take the field, they will they are under pressure to carry their reputation. It's not about they don't have they have nothing to prove to anyone, but it is about the reputation they carry. Although it was heartening last evening, Virat Kohli maybe played that shot of the match, that six, that picture postcard six. But it was heartening to see Devdutt Padikkal outshining the master. The way Devdutt Padikkal batted and the season he is having, it is, I mean, across formats, be it Ranji Trophy, be it Vijay Hazare Trophy, wonderful the way. I mean, he is batting in a different zone in this moment in time. And I am digressing a bit. I want to see him at as India's number three in the Test matches against in Sri Lanka. Although, and that is not based on his performance yesterday. That is based on the way he batted in the Ranji Trophy. Devdutt Padikkal has taken his batting to a different level, and not playing him and not picking him in the Indian team. And he has been part of the Indian Test side also, but not getting him into the 11. I think this is high time he should be in the Indian team 11, because the improvements we have seen in his batting over the last 12 odd months, that is very, very heartening. Yesterday, my man of the match was Devdutt Padikkal. Mute.
Bharat, sorry, I'm going to ask you the same question. Yesterday, you were there at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. You saw Devdutt Padikkal batting. You also saw Virat Kohli batting. Your reactions, given what Shamik said about Rohit, and this is in particular about the innings that Kohli played.
Yes, see, are you asking about Kohli and Padikkal's knocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, obviously both of them played really well. See, Devdutt Padikkal has definitely worked on his trigger moments. If you notice, he has worked on his back foot trigger. He's trying to leverage his power hitting. I think that is where Devdutt Padikkal has definitely ramped up his power hitting. He's someone who's able to play a lot more shots now than he used to do in T20 cricket. He's also charging down the track. He's also trying to skip down the track and take the ball more on the full so that he can play powerful shots. So credit to him. Although I still have to see how he does against high pace and hit the deck style of bowling. With respect to Sunrisers Hyderabad, that none of them in their attack, for some reason they didn't pick Bryden Cars. Although I do believe maybe he was injured or on those lines. Whatever it is, it would be interesting to see how he will go against high pace. But it was a very good knock. Virat Kohli, I don't have to add much about him. I think he's just at the peak. He's still at the peak of his prowess when it comes to limit overs cricket. I expect him to again score 700 or 800 runs this season. He just understands what to do given a game situation. See, for example, in the practice sessions, he was trying to hit every ball out of the ground. I watched him over 4 or 5 days every single time. He was trying to smash it out of the park itself. But when it came to the match situation, he basically took his time, and then he basically ramped up his strike rate, pressed on the accelerator pedal, and then his strike rate went over 150 or whatever it is. So he understands the tempo of the game really well. But with great respect to both of them, I would have also given my player of the match to Jacob Duffy. I think it was his strikes up front when he dismissed Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, two gun batters. If those two had got going, if Sunrisers Hyderabad had scored 250 runs on that flat pitch, who knows? But he utilized that extra bounce on offer to his advantage, and I think he basically filled the big shoes of Joe Hazelwood really well. A similar kind of bowler, not in his class, but a similar kind of hit the deck style of bowling, I think, suits the kind of conditions that you see at the Chinnaswamy. So my player of the match award has still gone to someone like Jacob Duffy.
For sure, for sure. Shomik, there's a super chat that's come up. Roshanjit Jana is asking, or saying rather, Mumbai Indians is too much older boys team like the previous CSK. Do you want to react to that?
I beg to differ. I beg to differ. If I when I look at this team, I see quality top down, serious quality top down. It is not about the age. It is not about Surya Kumar Yadav being 35 years old or Rohit Sharma being 38 years old. It is about quality. And when I look at the team, it is serious. Jasprit Bumrah would be turning 32 in a few years. Would you say 32 years? Would you say he has lost? I mean, as because he's 32 years old, he has ceased to be the world's best. It is not the case. It is not the case. And mind, you cannot buy experience in a supermarket. Experience is something that is invaluable, and Mumbai Indians have plenty of that. Last season, there was significant progress. They qualified for the playoffs. They haven't reached a final since 2020 when they won the title. After that, they haven't reached a final. And from that perspective, Hardik Pandya as a captain is under pressure this time around because anything less than final might not be acceptable for the Mumbai Indians team management. But if you look at the team, my God, uh, the serious quality. Match winners almost everywhere. Match winners, players who can single-handedly change the course of a game. So Mumbai Indians are Mumbai Indians, five-time, five-time champions, and you have to tip the hat to them. The way they play their cricket, everything, and I think this season, this season could be theirs. But Ashok, uh, my apologies. It is sort of 5 minutes to 7, and I have to go to the game, so I will take your leave.
Sure, sure, Shomik. Thank you for joining us and giving all the updates from Mumbai. And we'll join you again post the match for the post
Yes.
match show. Thank you, Shomik. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, so Bharat, with about 6 minutes to go for the toss, we will get into a discussion in terms of what to do, bat first or bowl first. But first, one question, which is more of a conceptual question. Syed Nizamuddin is asking, impact player rule must be removed as it is killing the all-rounders. Conceptual thought.
Oh, if you ask me, yes, from a cricket aficionado's point of view, I would agree with you. I would agree with him because you would want India to develop all-rounders, young all-rounders coming through the ranks. For example, even Ramandeep, if you take him into the equation, it doesn't have to bowl much with the impact sub around. Same is the case with Shivam Dubey before Morni Morkal and Gautam Gambhir worked on him. He was hardly bowling for Chennai Super Kings. So you can't really develop or groom all rounders with the impact sub around, rule around. But having said that, I think it was franchises somewhere themselves who would have told to bring this rule out because there were deficiencies with their squads and there were not many all-rounders available in the auctions. So I think that is where I think this rule, this impact rule, made an impact as far as IPL is concerned, because there are not many all-rounders going around even in India. Even if you look at around the cricketing landscape, there aren't many all-rounders going around as well, pace bowling all-rounders. So it is always going to be difficult to pick all-rounders in the auctions. I think that is where it this rule just came into force. So I think it will continue to be there for a long time to come because of that fact.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, let's take one more question. I mean, uh, this is about Lucknow Super Giants. Orgo Maz is asking or saying, LSG looked like serious title trophy contenders this season.
Not very sure about that, whether Lucknow Super Giants are serious contenders. But again, in IPL, you never know if you get some kind of momentum. You might just win 3, 4 matches in a row, and then suddenly you feel like you can go to the last four. And once you get to the last four, it's about winning a couple of 2, 3 matches, and you might just go on to win the tournament itself. But I still think they have some problems. I'm not very sure Mohammad Shami is the bowler that he used to be. With great respect to him, I don't think he's the bowler that he used to be. I watched him in domestic cricket. Yes, he got some wickets, but still it didn't seem as if he was the Mohammad Shami of even say 3, 4 years ago. So that is one thing to add. Avesh Khan has been kind of struggling with injuries. He's been kind of struggling with form here or there. Then even if you look at others, not very sure Digvesh has done much as far as his bowling is concerned since last year's IPL. But then who else you have? One Prince Yadav. Prince Yadav you have. I think he's a fine bowler. He's a very underrated bowler. I watched him in domestic cricket. He could even play for Indian team. So he's someone to look forward to. I don't think Nortje is in the form that he used to be. I still feel he's past his best. So they have problems in their pace bowling department. Unless Mayank Yadav suddenly comes back and bowls at 155 kilometers per hour, hits the deck hard like he used to do in 2024 IPL, then suddenly their pace department will look like something else. And even if you look at someone like Mohsin Khan, he's been struggling so much with injuries for last 3, 4 seasons. So it's very much an injury-prone attack. I'm not very sure. Even if you look at their batting lineup, Rishabh Pant, I don't think is that good a player in T20 cricket. With great respect to him, even something similar can be said about Eden Markram. I think not very sure about his batting in T20 cricket. So I think they're struggling a bit, hoping that Nicholas Puran will have a great season. Maybe someone like Josh English will come in and score some runs, or Matthew Britska, the youngster, will also score some runs. I think they're struggling with their pace department, and also their batting lineup is a little bit brittle.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a fairly comprehensive summary, Bharat. Okay, so let's focus on the match today. Mumbai Indians taking off KKR at the Wankhede. Shomik mentioned a little bit of grass on the surface, a little bit of breeze in the air, and lateral movement possible. So, Bharat, your first thoughts on winning the toss? Bat first, bowl first.
I think it will be ball first. As you just said, you sometimes get a little bit of nip at the Wankhede Stadium. It wasn't the case. Definitely wasn't the case when England took on India. There is no real grass cover, nothing in that surface for the fast bowlers. But I believe there will be a little bit of nip up front. And if, say, for example, Mumbai Indians win the toss, ball first, they have a good enough seam attack, good seam attack to take advantage of it. So even, for example, KKR, if they win the toss and ball first, because they have a, what can you say, modest seam attack. So considering that, if they can pick up a couple of wickets up front, then it would definitely help their cause, because then their spinners can come into play and kind of restrict the opposition.
Fair enough. We are checking for the toss update. But one more thought here. Syed Nizamuddin 1461 is saying there should be a balance of pitches between bat and ball, and score should be between 170 to 200. That's it. But your view on what would be actually, let's reframe this to say at the Wankhede, what do you think would be a par score?
See, there are two ways to look at it. You can't really restrict by saying that the score should be always between 170 to 200. That is not how it works in T20 cricket. So you definitely get, I think, different kinds of pitches. As in the world of IPL, we have seen some really flat tracks where 250, 270, 280 can be scored. I'm pretty sure you will see that this season too. And another thing you have to add is impact sub rule coming into play. So suddenly you can have a longer batting lineup. That also definitely helps. when it comes to getting those huge scores. That's the difference between, I think, the IPL and some international cricket. And another thing, Wankhede Stadium, as I noted, it is a bit strange in the sense that during the early games, the T20 World Cup, there was a little bit of grip in the surface. I was kind of surprised. Suddenly, Wankhede curators preparing tracks with a little bit of grip, little bit of what can I say, slower pitches, tennis ball bounce, and then suddenly you saw in the semi-final there was not a single, I think, blade of grass out there. And whatever you tried, unless it was Jasprit Bumrah, it was basically the ball was scurrying away to the boundary hordes. So that's the other way to look at it. And if there is grass cover, there could be a little bit of nip up front. So maybe if there is indeed grass cover, you might be looking at scores of around 180, 190 batting first. And then if the pitch gets better, it will be, I think, team batting second winning.
Yeah, I think the results have just come in. Mumbai Indians choosing to field. That's the update, Bharat. Mumbai. So pretty much in line with what you just said. Mumbai Indians wins the toss and they choose to field. Earlier, we saw some images also, Bharat, of Hardik Pandya doing a team huddle. I believe Sachin Tendulkar was also part of that huddle. What do you think Hardik would have spoken to the team about?
Oh, not much. I don't know what you would have spoken to motivate such kind of players, because they have so much experience. They have captains, former captains, present captains. So I'm not very sure what to tell to such kinds of players. So just basically say try your best. But knowing Hardik Pandya, you might have tried to motivate them. But with the kind of experience that Mumbai Indians have in the ranks, I don't think you need to say much.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So the last few minutes, quickly, Bharat. I think you've already spoken about where the odds lie. But given all the discussion that we have done, given the fact that Mumbai Indians has won the toss, chosen to field, a little bit of grass on the surface, Wankhede Stadium, so Mumbai Indians home ground, and the crowd cheering them on. What would you say are winning percentages? How does it look like?
I don't really want to go into winning percentage. Of course, just for fun, one can say that maybe Mumbai Indians 72.43 and Kolkata Knight Riders 27.57 or whatever it is. That is something that you can say, but I'm pretty sure you can tell that Mumbai Indians are going in as favorites. Kolkata Knight Riders, I believe, needed to win the toss here, because with the kind of pace attack they have, if there was a little bit of nip up front, it could have helped the seamers. I've seen Blessing Muzarbani seam around a little bit in international cricket. He has done it. He has done it in county cricket. He's done it in a few leagues as well. And with the kind of bounce that he is able to get, I'm pretty sure he would have done some damage up front if Kolkata Knight Riders were batting first. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So I think a lot of things are going against Kolkata Knight Riders. Uh, they need basically to maybe get 180, 190 or whatever it is, and hope for the best that the pitch doesn't get better to bat, because I've seen at the Wankhede the pitch tends to get better for batting as the game goes on, and that would really go against someone like that would really I think go against Kolkata Knight Riders, because I see their batting first.
Fair enough. The lineup is out. Mumbai Indians, Rohit Sharma, Ryan Rickelton, Tilak Varma, Hardik Pandya, Sharfin Rutherford, Naman Dheer, Shardul Thakur, Mayank Markande, we called him out on the show today, Allah Ghazanfar, Trent Bolt, and Jasprit Bumrah.
Yeah,
Uh,
expected lines. Yeah,
yeah,
expected lines. Kind of expected lines. The one to watch out for, I think, is Allah. I think is a pretty good spinner. It's not bowled much in the IPL. He was injured last season, so a lot of batters, at least some batters, wouldn't have played him. So it's kind of little bit similar to Mujib. So it would be interesting to see how he goes in these conditions.
fair enough. And on the KKR side, the big news is that Blessing Muzarabani makes his debut in the IPL. And the lineup is Finn Allen, Ajinkya Rahane, Cameron Green, Ankrish Raghuvanshi, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, Anukul Roy, Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti, Vaibhav Arora, and Blessing Muzarabani.
Yeah, again on expected lines, I think I took up Ankul's name as well somewhere briefly. That I think they will pick him as well. And Blessing Musarbani is a very good seamer, pretty good seamer, but he would like to have bowled first, because if there's any nip in the surface, he would have, I think, done some damage, because I've seen him doing it in county cricket as well. So unfortunate, he has to wait for his opportunity, because I think the pitch will get better here at the Wankhede Stadium. So a lot of things going against Kolkata Knight Riders. Hopefully it is underdog's day, because I usually support the underdog.
Fair enough. Support the underdog. You're right, Bharat. Let's see how it shapes up. So it's time to end the show. Mumbai Indians takes on KKR. Let's see what
I will
happens.
just ask you a question before ending it. You can also tell your percentage, 64, 36, or 71, 29, or whatever it is. Or the other way around, it could be 1981 as well.
Yeah, so I think, for this particular match, if you look at, first of all, if you look at the history, the odds are stacked up in favor of Mumbai Indians. Also, the support in terms of home ground, Wankhede, there. I think the key message that Hardik would have given is, how do you break that jinx of the first match? And I suspect that is what they would all be going all out for. I think it'll be an interesting battle, especially given the fact that they've got Blessing in to bowl. Cameron Green is there, so it's going to be an interesting toss-up, I think. But I would say that I would put it at about a 70-30 in favor of Mumbai Indians.
Just want to add one point before Cameron Green's fans get upset with me. I think recently he scored 135 against New South Wales, I believe, in Sheffield Shield. So from his point of view, hopefully, though it was a different format, hopefully he is able to score some runs and build on that particular 100 against New South Wales.
All right. So on that note, let's end the show. We will come back to you again post the match with a post-match update, and let's see how it goes. Thank you, Bharat. Thanks for joining. Thanks also to Gargi and Shomik for joining the show.